Hello, lovely people of the world, Rosie here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario 3D Land. In the previous episode, we conquered Special World 4, and today's episode, we are conquering Special World 5, because that's how math works. I feel like I've had a similar intro for all these Special World videos, but it's kind of hard to come up with interesting intros for these worlds when there's not really a whole lot of important stuff going on in the story. But yeah. It's still a pretty fun game. It's just that it's a little bit hard to come up with fun intros for the series. I haven't had that problem since like New Super Mario Bros. Or anything like that. But anyway, yeah, let's continue onward. We have one more star medal to go collect. Star medals are meant to find them in this game, and nothing else rhymes with whatever. I'm bad coming up with lyrics on spot. We know those. Look out for those guys, look out for the spiky things, and collect our sweet, sweet reward, the top of the flagpole. And now we're gonna get a cookie, and the 3D effect of the fireflies look super amazing and awesome. It's the evil purple man. Oh no, whatever we gotta do. So yeah, we got another one of these levels, and they're always such a fun time. Not really. I don't like it. So you gotta keep on moving, and this right here, more advice, loop around the thing, don't stay in one place when you're hitting the red block, because it's not a very pleasant experience when you get hit by a purple thing. Alright then, I also highly recommend bringing a Tanuki suit into this level as per usual, because it's gonna make jumping over these spiky roly things all the more easier. And something else that I'd like to talk about in continuation with what I was bringing up in the previous episode about this era of Mario games is that something kind of weird was that they had a really weird way of punishing the player if they died in the middle of a level. And what I mean by that is that you always had like that one power-up that you always had a backup of. In this game's case, it was the Tanuki suit. In New Super Mario Bros. U's case, it was the Flying Squirrel suit. And even Donkey Kong Country, you had Diddy Kong with you. So that's something that was kind of weird, is that you lost that power-up when you died. So that's kind of like a really weird way of punishing the player for failing a level. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but it's just my personal opinion. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where the confetti appears through the block. Technical glitch? I don't know. And oh boy, this level. Okie dokie, so I have a bit of a rough memory with this game in recent months and things like that, because personally speaking, I wasn't all that happy with how the verses turned out on game. I don't want to go into too much of it right now, but long story short, there were a lot of technical issues during the beginning part of the series, and there's also a lot of stuff that happened during the first couple episodes that kind of made it impossible for me to catch up. So yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail with that, but this level in particular kind of brings that opinion to mind, because it was at this point where a certain somebody finally decided to take the penalty, and can you please get on top of the railing? Not this one, that one! Go over there! Oh my goodness. Okay, this is another thing that I absolutely hate about these levels, is that it's a pain in the butt to get on top of the railing. There we go. Goodness gracious. We finally got the stupid star medal. But now we can move on to better, brighter things. And wait for the geyser to appear, and whee! Lately, whenever I'm thinking of the word geyser, I can't help but think of a part of Xenoblade Chronicles where, okay, for this to make sense, you're gonna have to understand that Xenoblade Chronicles, the English localization, was done by Nintendo of Europe, and they used European voice actors for the game, and they didn't change any of that for the Nintendo of America version of Xenoblade, which is perfectly fine because I think the voice acting in Xenoblade is incredible. And the funny thing about that is that there is a cutscene where two characters are talking about a geyser, but apparently in England, or whatever accent the character was using, apparently in England, they say geezer instead of geyser. And I was just thinking about that whenever I see that word. No! That was unfortunate. And put me back all the way over here! Alright, so my word of advice when you're going through this area, the stone transformation of this ability is going to be very useful because it'll prevent you from taking damage from the fire torches. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. And also, another thing you want to keep in mind is go towards this one immediately and wait for the geyser. Because if you do it right, you'll be able to get on top of that thing, use the stone ability to prevent yourself from catching on fire, and it's pretty interesting. Yay! And the final star medal is over here somewhere. And there it is. Okay. Alright, now they're taking care of all that. Let's go over this way and continue on our merry way through our path of glory. Yay! And I don't like this part. It is... Ooh, there's a thing right there. That's interesting. We can take care of that and continue onward. I also recommend taking the stone statue ability thingy to get rid of the bullbills. Basically, the stone statue is pretty much your best friend in this level. And wait for the geyser. Come on, come on, come on. Go faster. Go faster. Go faster. And yeah. I always get really nervous there in the last part because I just know someday that geyser's not going to work and I end up falling to my death. And another level that I don't like. I don't know, the auto-scrolling for this one is really stressful because it goes by so quickly and things like that. And if you're playing without a Tanuki suit, you are basically not going to have a good time. Red coins right there if you want them. It's going to be pretty neat. And we got them. Yay! Collect the 5 red coins before the timer runs out. Good luck! And now we can go over here. This isn't even all that long of a level, it's just a little bit stressful when you have the auto-scrolling going on. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but yeah, it's just something that I have a problem with. I know that in game design, they have things like fast-moving timed objectives or things like that to give the impression of a difficult level, and we're gonna fall. Yeah, this level is also kind of unforgiving when it comes to falling off cliffs like that. But thankfully, there is a checkpoint here, so yay, we don't waste too much time. But yeah, what I was trying to say was that levels like this one, where there's a really fast auto-scroll, or challenges like in Portal, where you're on a railing area thingy and you have to solve a puzzle within a certain amount of time, things like that are made as a kind of... I don't really know how to describe it, but basically that's kind of a way of giving the player a bit more of a challenge for something that normally wouldn't be all that difficult. Like this level would be pretty easy if it weren't for the auto-scrolling, but because this is here, it gives a little bit more stressful environment when it comes to playing through the level, which again adds to the difficulty of it. And yeah, that's exciting. Let's get the Tanuki suit. Go this way, go this way, go this way, go, 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 go! Yeah! Clap for joy. Alright. This level, I'm gonna be honest, it's not very fun. It's one of those levels where it's kind of like a maze where you have to figure out which blocks is the way to go, and it's not really that friendly at all. Like usually you have a pretty good indication of where you need to go because there's a coin that will lead you to the correct question block. So even then, it's just not really a lot hard to figure out. But if you make a wrong turn or something like that, then you start all the way back and then you lose your marking for where you need to go. Also, all the star medals are going to be hiding inside Goombas, so don't need to worry about finding some kind of top secret location. All you need to do, look for Goombas, look for the coins, and then go into the star block, portal block thingy that the coin is pointing at, and then you're good to go. There's another Goomba right there. We have our second star medal. Yeah, that's kind of like another reason why I'm just not really that big of a fan of this level, is that figuring it out, it's not really that hard because the level kind of figures it out for you. And all the star medals are collected in basically the same way, so it's not really all that interesting. Although I will say, it is pretty interesting looking at this level from a programmer's perspective, because I made a level kind of similar to this in my programming class. We were making a platforming game, and I figured out a way to program in a portal so that you jump into one portal and teleport out of another area. So that's something that's pretty neat. With only 30 seconds left to conquer the castle, let's do it! The same basic rule as before applies here as well. Defeat the enemies to get a little bit more time, and then you should be good to go. Thankfully, the time limit is a little forgiving this time around as long as you defeat the enemies. If you ignore them completely, then you're not going to have a very good time with this place. So what we want to do is, you're going to go over here. I believe, yep, just right there. First star medal is in this general area. And then we can move onward and fly with our Tourniquet sword. Yay! As long as you just defeat the enemies as you see them and move as quickly as you can, you shouldn't have too much problem with this. Oh, that was scary. Oh, that was a little bit nerve-wracking. Thankfully, the Tourniquet suit also has a spin ability, which can make it pretty easy to defeat the enemies without wasting too much time. And now, we're being reunited with Dry Bowser. Haven't seen you since New Super Mario Bros. So let's go over here. And we don't need to defeat those enemies, we can just move onward with unnecessary epicness. Oh no. Oh no, this is bad. This is bad. This is really bad. This is 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 bad. Yeah, no. Just run for it. Run, Luigi. Run! No! We were there! We were right there! They put me back all the way over here! Okay, we got this, we got this, we got this! Yes! Yeah! We defeated Dry Bowser! Whee! Clap for joy. And with that, we can now end off this horrible world forever and move on to better, brighter things. And we're in this video off here, so thank you all so much for watching this episode of Super Mario 3D Land, and next time, need to gear to you. Oh yeah.